Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can read this title, it is not the happiest video or the most vlog or travel vlog video, but I just wanted to say that yes, I did get laid off from my six-figure job, so it is not as fun, but I definitely want to say that I'm recording this video 3 weeks after. I tried to record the video a week after or the day after, but I realized I couldn't because I didn't have time to really master my emotions, and I kind of didn't want to record myself being a wreck. But eventually I actually never went a whole wreck. I just was sad for the first day and maybe the first week, but I'm very fortunate that I changed and grew and not became very sad or like cried for a job. And that's something I learned. I will not ever cry for a job again, but I have done that when I was much younger. And I'm still young now, like remember, but much younger I would cry because of a job. And also the American ideology where the job and where you work is the defining of your credibility or your worth. So it was nice to not have that and like losing a job and not feeling that my whole personality is gone. And if you watch my other reflection video when I lived in the Netherlands, I definitely talk about that, and I felt that because I didn't have a job, I didn't have a personality. But now that I have the second rodeo where I did lose my job, I can now confidently say that I now realize that yeah, a job is not an end-all be-all. It's nice to have stable income, but it is not the end-all be-all. So the first thing is, when I got fired, was I sad? Yes. I'm gonna post some snippets of my actual experience in Atlanta, Georgia, when I found out the news that I was gonna get laid off. And that's going to be towards the end of the video, so you can skip towards the end of the video if you want and see what I ended up doing. But yeah, I was sad, but I found out that I'm not going to let that emotion sit and just do things that made me happy. So yeah. And then also, this was my first time getting laid off in person, and that's a whole different experience. You know, I started work during the digital era, meaning everything was online because people didn't want me in the office because you could get sick. And so because of that, I experienced layoff that was online. So that's a very different experience because you can just close your laptop and let the sadness or the whole experience without someone watching you. But getting laid off in person is a very different experience because I still had these meetings to go in person with these people that they laid off. I had to sign certain stuff and had like a physical deadline. And also getting laid off, I had to not cry in front of the people that are letting me go. Usually it's the HR, the higher director, your boss. So you know, like just try to show the least amount of, but it's just going through that emotions and trying to be kind of straight face because I still had to go through all the paperwork by the end of that day. So, and I was in the office, so kind of have to pretend that everything's okay with the other colleagues or other people around me. So that was that. Yeah, it was my first time experiencing that. It is not as fun as people said it was. Well, getting laid off is never fun, but not letting your emotions settle on that same day you get laid off. Like, it took me, you know, like right now, like it took me 3 weeks to be comfortable sharing my experience and just the whole feeling of that to you, to the outside world. But yeah, so then there's that. But let's talk about the future plans, right? Let's talk a little bit about finance. So I became super financially financially conscious. I always was, but now I've been more strict. So during that time in Atlanta, after getting laid off, I said, you know, we're gonna go groceries to save some money, which sometimes groceries is more expensive than going out to eat, which I found out, especially in Atlanta, Georgia. But I'll talk about that more in another time, but not right now. Another thing I decide, since I am jobless and in a newer state, like I should check out the deals. So I went to a lot of happy hours with my partner or by myself, or I went to the bars that are having their deals because it's a weekday. So things like that, I didn't let getting laid off control my life. And it's okay for it to control the first day, but just try to live your life a little bit. And that's kind of what I'm trying to tell myself. Like, I'm in a new state, I'm gonna have fun no matter what happened. And maybe that's why I don't feel comfortable recording or this video until 3 weeks after. But yeah, I just, you know, block the sadness with things that make you happy was my motive. Like trying out new food, you know. In the Netherlands, I'm gonna be honest, you do not have good Mexican food because there's no Mexican people and there's not a lot of big population there. And because of that, or maybe there is a small population there, but it's not as popular, so there's not gonna be a big restaurant about it. So ate as much Mexican food there, ate a lot of southern food because I'm in the south, and I ate a lot of seafood, like Cajun style, like things, you know, live in the moment. It's okay to be sad, but have fun with it. So yeah, things like that. That's in terms of my finances. Of course, I make sure my bills are still paid. I make the decision, as you can tell from the background and the quality of the camera. I decided to go back home and see my family. You know, I haven't seen my family for a while. And you know, my friends are also in this area, so it's nice to come back and see them all at once and just catch up with them. You know, I'm very grateful to be able to catch up with them virtually, but you know, in person is always really nice as well. So there's that. So I ended up coming back home because that could help cut costs. Like, I'm very grateful that I did not sign for like a long-term lease in Atlanta because I would really stressed. But, or not a long-term lease, but a shorter stay with like 3 months there. So I'm glad that didn't happen. That's all I gotta say for finance. I just made sure I crunched my numbers, be a little bit more conscious of my spending. And yeah, so because of that, that's why I'm here, and that's why there's a good camera. Another thing I wanted to talk about is what are the future plans for jonahpisces and everything. Well, first of all, I do want to head back to Europe. I love Europe, I realize, even though I struggled a lot in the first year, I realized I learned so much. And there's moments where I really enjoy about the Netherlands specifically, and just by Europe, that I want to head back. So, because I'm under the DAF visa, you know, I'm gonna find another career or freelancing for a Dutch company, another US company that want me, that interested in my skill sets. And so that's the plan. You know, another thing is I could work a lot more on my YouTube videos. Like, you know, as you see, I barely post videos because I've been busy. You know, with work was really taxing, especially that company I was with. So now that I have that kind of out, I definitely have more time to make videos, to connect with you and all that. And I actually love making YouTube videos. Just in general, I enjoy talking to everyone here. Like, you know, having more time to actually turn on the camera and talk to you. So definitely gonna see more videos. And yeah, with that being said, for anyone who is getting laid off, know that it's okay, and it is a redirection. You know, I remember I saw a lot of videos of people getting laid off on my YouTube page, and I was like, this might be a sign that I might get laid off. And lo and behold, I did get laid off. So the phone, the laptop is listening, and all that jazz. But it's really nice to see other people doing it. Maybe that's why I want to make this video, to show you that you're not alone in this journey. You're gonna find a better opportunity and you're gonna be okay. You know, just be smart with your spending. Enjoy the time. Actually, I'm enjoying the time away. Like, I get to spend time with family. I get to make and produce amazing videos for everyone to watch. And, you know, I get to do things that make me happy. And yeah, I just want to say, for people who's getting laid off, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna find something better. Maybe for the time being, take a part-time job, but there's something better for you on that way. And you know, I made the joke, I was like, you know, I'm about to work the streets. I always say that, and maybe you can, because now I have time, clearly. But anyways, I digress. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I know I'm being so lighthearted about this experience because it is 3 weeks after, and a job is a job and it doesn't define you. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy these random clips, things I did after I found out I got laid off in Atlanta. So thanks for watching, and it's gonna end when I'm in Atlanta. But bye everyone. Okay, so it is a rainy day and I just got laid off. So I am kind of going through all the emotions right now because I'm literally in the headquarters location. I'm not even in Europe. Yeah, I'm gonna eat my feelings for a bit and then I'm gonna relax for a bit and maybe just reflect and yeah, come back and talk to you guys about it. All I gotta say is, like, I'm not surprised, but it still hurts to get fired. Yeah, so I'll talk to you a little bit. Now I'm a little bit hungry. I literally left my phone charger as well, so it's a hot mess. So yeah, like my hair. Okay. Anyways, show you around. I might reflect at the aquarium for a bit because I'm near it now and I'm just a little emotional. This is like, must be a crazy job market, but I've been just getting fired now, laid off. Okay, dude. Okay, so I just finished my first day in the office, but also my last day working here. Yeah, overall, I'm feeling a lot of things in terms of, this is the first time I still feel the emotion of sadness, even though it's just a job. And low-key, you know, I was not completely happy there, but you know, it was helping me pay the bills. It gave me the freedom at the beginning of being in the Netherlands and working. So, but honestly, I feel like this is a good situation to be in because, you know, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really like the idea of going back to the office, and I gave it a chance, you know, and unfortunately it ultimately led me to be strong in my gut. There was a gut feeling already that I thought of that I might have to leave, but they did it for me. Post rain. Okay, so I just wanted to say it's so pretty, but I just went on a little bit a mental reflection at the aquarium. Also, everyone is so nice at the aquarium. So, because everyone's like, oh, you're so young, and then you just came in like last minute. And so we had a great conversation. Like, I had such a great conversation with these people. Like, a lot of them, surprisingly, was from Boston. So now I'm making connections, despite just getting fired. But yeah, they're so pretty. Like, I need to get home, get some dinner with my partner. So yeah, so pretty. Anyways, I just wanted to talk about my time here and all that jazz. Okay, I'm like so shy, but I just want to take some time to talk about everything, but I definitely will talk about it later in my apartment. So anyways, long story short, yeah, I lost my job. Right now, I'm not feeling really sad. I feel like if I was much younger, like 2-3 years ago, I would technically cry every time I lose a job. Well, I actually never got fired or laid off. This is my first time getting laid off in person. So it was tough to handle, but it is what it is. I can't control that, you know, it's for the business. Anyways, I'm on my way back home because I'm getting hungry. So yeah, and once it gets dark, the train gets a little scary. So yeah, let's get home quickly.